Please welcome Grammy, Golden Globe, Oscar-winning artist, actor, and activist for social change, Common.
No justice or justification. We trust in God but can't trust in the nation. The cusp of generations searching for ventilation. If 2020 vision is any indication of where we are, where we've been, where do we go? American ain't legible. My rights are being left behind. In question times, they say invest in nines. I'm trying to rest my mind. The press be pressed to find stories about my kind, a suggested crime. Many holler about justice reform, but won't put dollars where the hustler's born. You know our politicians, they love to perform, acting and singing that government song. How you love America when you loving it wrong. We the people are becoming reborn.
I still believe that there's a place in this world for people just like you, people all around the world. I still believe that there's a place in this
Biden and Harris,
for me and
make some noise. The soul of a nation.
I still believe that there's a place in this world for people just like you, people all around the world. I still believe that there's a place in this world, a place for me and you.
Elastic winner in America. There's more content than there is character. Truth is, we staring at a derringer. Old ways is the barrel that's daring us. We better cross and cross rivers. A stolen souls and lost figures told by Doc Rivers. Moving other people, we take God with us and recreate equal that'll outlive us. Delivered to this earth with authority. Never thought of myself as a minority. Cordial invites to far left and all rights. I'm from the Bob Marley party, everything'll be alright. You say all life matters, but you play it no mind when black life shatters. I know there's light at the end of the struggle. Revolution and love is like a couple. Come on. Stand up.
I still believe that there's a place in this world for people just like you.
Yeah.
People all around the world.
Georgia, Atlanta,
I still believe
everywhere in the world. It's a place in this world. For me and you. Yeah. We standing up, y'all.
I still believe that there's a place in this world, a place for me and you. People all around the world.
All around the world.
I still believe that there's a place in this world, a place for me and you.
How y'all feeling out there? I just want to say, with all the injustice and all the turmoil that's been going on in our country, we still come in peace. We come in peace, bringing peace, equality, and justice. And we do it for the people, but we come saying peace. So let me see them peace signs up in the air. When we talk about the soul of a nation, only way we get to this nation and the soul of it is by finding peace, by finding truth. Let me see them peace signs up. Yeah. Yeah. This is what we come saying. We come saying this.
Hey, say peace.
Peace.
We don't really want no trouble.
No trouble.
Tell me if you down with the struggle.
With the struggle.
All they really want to do is cuff you. Now
They don't love you. Say what? We say peace. Peace.
We don't really want no trouble.
No trouble.
Tell me if you down with the struggle.
With the struggle.
All they really want to do is cuff you. Now they don't love you.
Staring into the darkness like Marcus Garvey, I'm an artist, respect to the goddess. Some say I'm too modest because I'm the hardest on this path to progress. There's been carnage. Regardless, this is a harvest for the world to harness. Elders' dreams, creators' promise. Being free is like paying homage. I've been on that piece, Black Dalai Lama. My college was between Stony and college. The knowledge, I got it because brothers was valid. Knew I had to pull it, the bullet or the ballot. It's like the parable of the story of the talents. When my people took it paper with no margin, turning ghettos to gardens like my infinity through stages of life. The world's my Wembley. I MC from a point of entry of peace. Some find it through the paper routing, and some find they peace through praise and shouting, and some find they peace through pulling the shades like Malcolm. I found my peace, making these albums. Peace. Come on.
We don't really want no trouble.
Yeah.
We say we dip on it. Hey, hey,
Yeah.
Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah.
So we bless.
I say we bless.
Tell them say we bless. No say that we bless. Hey, hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Soul of a nation, we talking peace. We don't really want no trouble.
Tell me if you're down with the struggle.
With the struggle.
All they really want to do is cut you.
Yeah,
And
but they don't love you, We talking peace.
We don't really want no trouble.
No trouble.
Tell me if you're down with the struggle.
With the struggle.
All they really
Everybody in the place, let's go.
I said,
Tell me what they're fighting for. The people under pressure. Murderer. Hey,
We
tell me
come
what
in
they're
peace.
fighting for.
We come in love, we come in truth, we come in freedom. When we think about our people and what the soul of the people is, that's peace.
Blood clot.
What's been going on in this country for the last 4 years, it has not been caring about the people. I'm talking about people from all walks of life, everyday people. So I support and speak up for Biden and Harris because I know in their hearts, in their minds, in their souls, in their spirits, they care about the people. And efforts are being made to think about the people. And when I say the people, I'm talking about from the poorest of people to those incarcerated, to those from the hoods that we come from, East Point, South Side of Chicago, Brooklyn, LA, South Central, wherever you're from in this country, we deserve to be heard. We deserve to stand up for the people. We need leaders that think about the people, that have compassion for the people, that listen to the people, that care for the people, and are willing to give everything to stand for the people.
my people, hold on.
We standing for the people. I'm talking black, white, Latino, Asian people. If you live in America or the world, the people. This is street radio for unsung hero. Riding in the Rego, trying to stay legal. My daughter found Nemo, I found a new primo. Moo, you know how we do it for the people. The struggle of the brothers and the folks, lovers of the dope. Experiment to discover hope, scuffer for notes. The rougher I wrote, times was harder. Went for rock and starter, the voice of a martyr. Some white folk focus on dolls and yoga. My people on the low end trying to ball and get over. Lyrics are like liquor for the fallen soldier. The bounce to the ounce, it's all our culture. Every day we hustling, trying to get them custom rims. Law, we ain't trusting them. Thick ones, we lusting them. Sick and tired of punching it. I look on the bus at them. When I see them struggling, I think how I'm touching them. My people.
My people,
I'm thinking about my people.
my people,
When I'm talking about voting, I do it for the people.
my people,
Yo, you know I stand for the people.
my people.
This is street radio for unsung hero. Ride in the Rego, trying to stay legal. Amoye found Nemo, I found the new primo. Key, you know how we do it for the people. People said that I was sharp on TV at the Grammys. They tried to India, I read me. Got backstage, bumped into Stevie. He said no matter what, the people gon' see me. I can't leave rap alone, the streets need me. Hunger in their eyes, what seemed to feed me? Inside peace mixed with beef seemed to breed me. Nobody believed, I believe me. Now I'm on the rise, doing business with my guys. Visions realized, music affected lives. A gift from the skies to be recognized. I'm keeping my eyes on my eyes on my eyes on the people.
My people,
Where my people from Georgia, Biden, Harris, people. need you to tell them about the people. You know, one of the things that's making me so happy being here, I'm so grateful. Voting is such a beautiful thing because it brings together people for a common purpose. No pun intended or nothing, but one of the beautiful things I see right now is seeing our young children right there holding up signs. They part of the process. They know their value. And I got to talk with Mayor Bottoms earlier, and we were talking about our children and our young people and just reminding them how powerful they are, how beautiful they are, how they possess the qualities that God has given all of us, but they have it in such a pure, beautiful way. And I want to remind you all, it's a lot of changes going on. It's a lot of tough situations that's been happening, but we got you. We're going to do everything in our possible grasp to change this world, and we are doing it now for you. We're doing it for our children. We're doing it for you, and you all are doing it just by being who you are. So never forget who you are. We're here for you. Yeah.
Don't forget who you are. Don't forget who you are. She'll bless with it. Baby, so marvelous. No one like you. Just look
We do this for our children, y'all.
you too strong to turn around.
Yeah. Say what?
Don't forget who you are. Don't forget who you are.
Yes. Yo. Beautiful baby, I love you, baby. I pray these words may hug you, baby. Look into the mirror, say I love you daily. Remember your light when the world seems shady. You born with it, adorned with it. A gift to this world, gon' give it. Fearlessly made, no need to be afraid. Angels are with you, the path is laid. Waiting thoughts of you being a star. Truly you'll shine by seeing who you are. Reflections of you, reflections of me. Your beauty more than any eyes can see.
Don't forget who you are.
Yes.
Don't forget who you are.
Children,
Too blessed with it.
so blessed with it.
Baby, so marvelous.
So marvelous.
No one like you, just look around. Yeah, you too strong to turn around.
Yes, y'all.
Don't forget who you are.
Don't forget, y'all.
Don't forget who you are.
Don't forget.
Don't forget who you are.
I want to see the first
Forget who you are.
woman vice president. I want to see that in my lifetime. Let's go out and support our ladies, support the women as we lift them, because they are the light.
There are times when you need someone.
Say what?
I will be by your side.
Atlanta, I can't hear you. You know.
There is a light that shines
Yeah, Georgia.
for you and me.
Yo, I never knew a law like this. Gotta be something for me to write this. Queen, I ain't seen you in a minute. Wrote this letter and finally decided to send it. Signed, sealed, delivered for us to grow together. Love has no limit, let's spin a slow forever. Your heart is weathered by what does did to you. I ain't gon' subtle, I did it true. Cause of you feelings I handle with care. Brothers recognize your light, they can't handle the glare. Hey, I ain't the type to walk around with matching shirts. A relationship is effort, I'm at your work. Be the one to make you happy, it's hurt you the most. The end is near, come close to the most high. Regardless of what happened on him, let's rely. Yo, sing it, y'all.
When you need someone,
say what? Come on.
I will be by your side.
Yeah, Georgia, let them know about the light, y'all. Come on.
There is a light that shines.
How it shines.
Special for you and me.
It's kinda fresh, you listen to more than hip-hop. Catch you in the mix from beauty to thrift shop. You hip-hop when it's time to. Thinking you fresh, suggest the beats I should rhyme to. When I'm lost, I try to find you. You know to give me space when it's time to. My heart's dictionary defines you. Love and happiness. Truthfully, it's hard trying to practice abstinence. Time we committed, love it was real good. Had to be for me to arrive, it still feel good. Sex ain't gon' keep you, but as my equal is how I must treat you. As my reflection, the light I'ma lead
Say
you.
what? Say what?
Whatever's right, I'ma feed you. Yo, tick-a-die, 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 tick-a-tick-a-die. Yo, I tell you the rest when I see you. Peace. Sing it, y'all.
When you need someone,
I can't hear you.
I will be by your
Yeah,
side.
clap your hands, y'all. Clap your hands, Georgia. Come on, we go.
There is a light that shines.
How it shine.
Special
Yo, break it down one time. Clap your hands. Say what?
time.
Say what?
When you need someone,
Come on, we go.
I will be by your side.
Yes, let them know about the light, y'all. Come on.
There is a light that shines.
It shines so.
Special for you.
Kamala Harris, we rock that one for you. Check it. Yo, tick-a-die, tick-a-die, tick-a-tick-a-da-da. Tick-a-die, tick-a-die, tick-a-tick-a-da-da. Tick-a-die, tick-a-die, tick-a-tick-a-da-da. Yo, I tell you the rest when I see you. Peace. Let's lift up our ladies. It feels good to be in Georgia because Georgia has so much history of heroes that I look at, like Dr. King and John Lewis and Andrew Young, Amelia Boynton, Diane Nash. You know, a lot of people say, man, we gotta vote because our ancestors and elders fought for that right. But not only did they fight and die and strategize, but they worked and empowered themselves and gave themselves a joy. And Andrew Young said to me these words. He said, what are you willing to die for? Live for that. They were willing to die for justice, freedom, equality. So they lived for it every day in an encouraging way. I want us to celebrate voting and make every person, black people, know voting is your right. You got it. It's a way to express your power. All people know that this is your vote. This is the time, more than ever, that if we vote, we will change the trajectory and all the bad things that occurred in this country. We will be working to change that. So go out there, early vote, vote on November 3rd. This is for the soul of a nation. This is for the soul of the people. This is for us to act like human beings to each other, have leadership that cares for the people, leadership that thinks about humanity in a way where we all will have an expression, a voice, and a chance to be at our best. And we all deserve that. That's a God-given gift. So I say to all those who came before us, I salute you. To those who are working right now, and to our young people, I salute you. And all our work we do, I say, to God be the glory. To God be the glory.
One one day when the glory comes, it'll be ours. It'll be ours.
Bishop Murphy,
Oh, one day,
ladies and gentlemen.
when the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, glory. To God be. To God be.
Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon. Formed against, yes, glory is destined. Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, the spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Georgia with our hands up. When it go down, we woman and man up. They say stay down and we stand up. Shots, we on the ground, the camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop and we ran up.
One day, when the glory comes, it'll be ours. It'll be ours. Oh, November 3rd, when the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, glory. To God be the glory. We sing glory. Fight on to the finish, and then it is all done. We cry glory, oh glory, oh, we cry glory, we cry glory, we cry glory, oh glory, we say glory.
Selma's now for every man, woman, and child. Even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They march with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. From dark roads, heroes, to become a hero. Facing the League of Justice, power was the people. An enemy is lethal, a king became regal. Saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald ego. The biggest weapon is to stay peaceful. We sing, our music is the cuts that we bleed through. Somewhere in a dream he had an epiphany. Now we right the wrongs in history. No one can win a war individually. It takes the wisdom of the elders. Young people's energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. The coming of the Lord, my eyes have seen the glory.
One day,
Yes.
when the glory comes, it'll be ours. It'll be ours. Y'all say November 3rd, after a war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, glory.
Yeah.
We sing glory.
What we say? for each other. Glory. Atlanta, Georgia, I thank you. Bishop Murphy, William Murphy, Keon, Isaiah Sharkey, PJ, Musina Abdul Kareem, my man Boone Bishop, my man Ali on the keys, Kareem Riggins, and DJ Dummy. We're glad to be here standing for the soul of a nation, for the Biden-Harris ticket. We believe in change and we know change is here. We want to bring up someone from the Atlanta, Georgia area. One of your greats who has been about voting, and he has a story to tell. I'm talking about from the great group Migos, Offset. We got Offset here, and he been speaking up about voting for as long as I've known the man. And I gotta say, man, it's just been touching my heart to hear his story and hear what he's done. So we wanna bring that energy, Atlanta. For your homeboy, we gonna set it off and get our brother Offset up here. Yeah, thank you, y'all. God bless.
How y'all doing today?
Yes, sir.
We finna turn it up for the young folks out here. We need to get more of our young folks to vote. You did. Let's do it.
You know we in Atlanta, right? I need y'all to beep those horns and make some noise for Offset right now, ATL!
It's the AP.
Yeah!
Slide on the water like a jet ski.
Yeah!
I'm tryna give you your bestie.
Yeah!
Chopper with that, so do not test me. Rick Flat drip go woo! 5790 spin the coupe on my wrist.
Yeah.
Multi-million-dollar, I'm a fool with the hits.
Hey,
Hop off in the lemon, drop the coupe.
Talk to him!
Pop it, but you really not gon'
Shoot!
90 pointers on my diamond look like hula hoop. Hop in, mobbing, take her in the seat, it's up a suit. But listen, y'all go check my Porsche Valentino boots. It's the Boominati way, a lot of lamb, a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Never hesitate to give a yellow tape. Don't worry about the bag, cause the cash accumulate.
I said,
Should've became in the game, all these
they imitate.
Put my mind on it, then I put my grind on it. Put that iron on them if a my opponent. I call with 500, and I don't put no miles. I was running wild, homie, with 500,000 on me. Going to the jeweler, bust the AP.
Yeah!
Slide on the water like a jet ski.
Yeah!
I'm tryna you and your bestie, yeah. Trouble with that, so do not test me.
Yeah!
Rick Flat trip go woo. Yes, sir.
I need to see where everybody at right now. If you're having a good time, make some noise. Atlanta, Georgia, if you're ready for a change, I need you to beep those horns right now for Biden. I need you to beep those horns for Offset if you're ready for a change in America. If you pre-voted, I need you to beep those horns. I need you to make some noise. Hey, Set, let's take me to that record, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Straight out the street to a penthouse, Miami Beach.
Yeah, yo.
Talk crazy on tweets. They don't want it cause I come to the feed. I peek, sweet, bamboo, all in the Jeep. It's a new weirdo every week. Get the work, put it up. For my seat, put it up.
And what you say?
They do anything for clout.
Clout.
They do anything for clout.
Clout.
Do anything for clout.
Clout.
They do anything for clout.
Let's go.
Do anything for clout.
ATL.
We need our young black folk get out here vote. Yes, sir.
3, go.
Girl, watch your mouth.
Bow.
Girl, stay out your way.
Play.
Get out the way.
Way.
Turn your Kim K.
K.
No
Disrespect, did not be tripping, but we love it.
Swerving, I cost her mine. I bought her the limo, she bought me the red. Practice, 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 make perfect. It's never too late.
Late.
Oh, I took the out of the snake. I took the soul out of the snake. Then I took the bills up out of the bank.
Okay.
The vlog and the media fake.
That's right.
Shout it to me, I'm straight.
I'm straight.
I'm not gonna bite on the bait.
Bait.
Sipping on toxic waste.
Wait.
On the low with your in this great. Hey, mess on the face. Jason. Watch it that we in shape. If I go, she gon' leave escape. I put 2 million in the safe and just in case it don't go my way. Hey, my kids gotta have money, not just me. That's selfish. Ooh, I took the king like Mike J. Elvis.
I said the crown's the king.
But the world is why he died on a lot they don't help him.
Right.
Wow. Ooh, yo, wanna eat up the drip and you cannot help it. Straight out the street to a penthouse, Miami Beach.
Yeah, yo.
Talk crazy on tweets.
That's right.
They don't want it cause I come to defeat.
Defeat.
I peek, all sweet.
All sweet.
Bamboo sticks all in the G.
In the G.
It's a new weirdo every week. Get to work, put it up for my city.
Let's go.
No cure for the IG disease. They do anything for clout.
I said they do anything for clout. They do anything for clout.
I just want to say one thing. This is my first year voting because I was told I couldn't vote because I had a bad past. And I just want to thank God for allowing me to be a part of the world because I used to feel like I wasn't a part of the world. And I just want y'all people to know if you're young, don't feel like you need to go vote because we need to know what's going on. This what help our communities out. And I love y'all.
Make some noise for Offset. Hit those horns for Offset. We love you, ATL. Appreciate you.
Just move on up to a greater day. With just a little faith, if you put your mind to it, you can surely do it.
So many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together, we're polishing up our act. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing, nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen, listen to every word I say, every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. Ain't no stopping us now. I know. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. We got it. I know you know someone that has a negative vibe, and if you're trying to make it, they only push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going, they don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're gonna put our show together, gonna polish up our act. Wow. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing, nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen, listen to every word I say, every word I say. No, no, no. We're moving, we're grooving. Moving, yeah, yeah. I know. Moving, ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. I know we got the groove. Ain't no stopping us now.
Standing on the stars of name, hoping it is tell her, hey, and I love you, baby. I love you, baby. Running all through my brain, wishing that I could stay and just hold you, baby. Just to hold you, baby. Without my army, Captain, can you get her to call me? Though I may be far gone, know that she's my only desire. Stay in her arms where the moon is shaded. Lose control and I might go crazy. And it's gone so down, never coming home. And it's gone so down, never coming home.
Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Welcome to Atlanta, jacking hammers and bows. Back to the mackin' and jacking the clothes. Adolescents packing a fold. A knock on the door. Who is it? I would happen to know the one with the flow. Who did it? It was me, I suppose.
Good afternoon and welcome, Atlanta. 100 years ago, my great-grandparents, direct descendants of freed slaves, packed a horse and buggy and left the cotton fields of rural Georgia, believing that there was a better future for their children in Atlanta. Some may say they were sharecroppers. I believe they were dreamers. Just a few generations later, I stand here as mayor, reminded that though many of the dreams of my ancestors weren't realized during their lifetime, they hope for a better tomorrow for their children and believe that their work would benefit generations not yet born. And it's with that same sacred responsibility in our hearts that we must continue the work, believing that we owe it to our children's children to stand beside her and guide America, the land that we love. During my first year in office, with generations of my family in mind, I signed an executive order ending our city's relationship with ICE as we would not be complicit in a policy that ripped children away from their parents. In less than 3 years, we've addressed criminal justice reform in Atlanta, beginning with the elimination of the cash bail bond system in our city. No longer do you stay in jail for petty crimes simply because you're too poor to pay to get out. You see, the story of them, the story of they, the story of me, the story of you is the story of us. When I was just 8 years old, I came home from school to see my father being led away in handcuffs. My weekly ballet lessons replaced with weekend visits to prisons across Georgia, where good men like my dad who made bad decisions filled prison cells. Their story is my story. It's the reason we are working to close our city jail and turn it into a center of equity where men who are struggling with addiction like my father did will be able to receive the supportive services that they need. Where women like my mother, who work 2 jobs and return to school at night after my father's incarceration, are able to access 24-hour child care services because their story is our story. Our story is your story. It's why we've already invested $250 million towards achieving our goal of $1 billion of affordable housing in Atlanta. And so that our workers can afford to live in our city with dignity, we have raised the minimum wage for city employees to $15 an hour. We've accomplished so much in just a short period of time because people showed up to vote. With nearly 97,000 votes cast, 832 votes made the difference in my race for mayor. And the margins are likely to be just as thin in precincts across Georgia in just a week. But I believe that the same change we have begun in Atlanta will continue across America when we show up and vote. Because our communities, our children, my children are counting on us to get this election right. And what I call my Biden book, a journal that I kept notes in over the course of the campaign, I wrote in June of last year. I endorsed Joe Biden and I feel very vulnerable right now. I felt vulnerable because I knew I would have to look you in the eyes, Atlanta, and tell you why I put it all on the line to stand by Joe Biden. But when I sat down with Joe Biden last summer, just a few miles from here, and told him of the work we're doing across Atlanta, he asked me how could he help us do more. When he drafted his criminal justice reform and affordable housing policies, he sent them to us in Atlanta to ask if he was doing enough. This man, Joe Biden, who stood beside President Barack Obama for 8 years, did not have to ask for our input, Atlanta, but he did, because he remembered our conversations. And he knew what our work meant to our communities. So while I may have felt vulnerable over a year ago, I stand here feeling victorious today, Atlanta, because I know we will not fall for the trickery of 2016. We will not believe that our votes don't make a difference. We will not be fooled into thinking that this election is for someone else to decide. We will not leave our children's future in the hands of a man who behaves worse than a child. And in the names of 3 heroes of our own city who we lost this year, Congressman John Lewis, Dr. C.T. Vivian, Dr. Joseph Lowry, and so many others who risked their lives so that we might have a say in this democracy, we are reminded that there is power in our vote, because our vote is our voice in these United States of America. And when you show up to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, remember, in Georgia, we have the opportunity to elect 2 senators from our state, Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. They will lead with a moral compass, the compassion, the character to help Joe Biden restore the soul of this nation. I said it last June when I made my endorsement, and I say it now. We know Joe. And as Congressman Clyburn has reminded us, most importantly, Joe knows us. Young people like Maya Hatley are counting on us to get this election right. I first met Maya when she was a Grady High School student, and she showed up after school and on weekends to volunteer with our campaign. Maya then continued to make us all proud when she helped lead the Atlanta-based debate team that won top honors at the Harvard University competition. Not sure how she managed to escape going to FAMU, the best HBCU in the country. But she did pretty good, as she's now a student at Howard University. And in case you can't read my shirt, it says Atlanta influences everything. In the same way Atlanta influenced the civil rights movement that changed this country, in the same way Atlanta influences culture across this globe today, Atlanta can and will influence the outcome of this election. With Joe Biden's presence here today, he has confirmed to the nation that Georgia is in play. And Atlanta, I know we won't let him down. And to tell you more, about why, with your help and your vote, Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States, I welcome to the stage Maya Hatley. Thank you so much, Mayor Bottoms, not only for what you've done for me, but what you have done for everyone who calls Atlanta their home. Watching you during this pandemic has been not only an inspiration in your leadership, but also a symbol of what I want to aspire to be. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Mayor Bottoms. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, Atlanta. My name is Maya Hadley. I am a freshman at Howard University, a graduate of Grady High School, and a proud resident of Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, yes. First and foremost, I'm a daughter of Reggie and Kirsten Hadley, who stress the importance of compassion, honesty, integrity, and love. I am a granddaughter of two great grandmothers, one of whom I call my Nana. She was a school teacher for 42 years, instilled the importance of knowledge and education. My other grandmother was a blue-collar worker who worked on a factory line from sunrise to sunset, who instilled the importance of hard work, dedication, and determination. Those values and lessons that were instilled in me when I was younger is why I'm standing in front of you, advocating that we elect Joe Biden as our next president of the United States. Yes. There are so many reasons why it is so important that our generation is involved in these political process. There are so many reasons why it is important that we understand why we need to vote and who we are voting for. That is why I worked on Mayor Bottoms' campaign in 2017. That is why I worked for Reverend Warnock in his campaign for Senate. And that is why I'm standing in front of you today advocating that we vote for Joe Biden as our next president of the United States. Yes, yes. We deserve a president who is going to advocate for all people, who is going to unite, not divide. We need a president who understands the importance of affordable health care, who acknowledges systemic racism, who understands the difference between equality and equity in education, who is going to fight for women's rights, who is going to fight for the communities of the LGBTQ, who is going to fight for immigrants. And that is why I am so excited to stand in front of you today, telling you all that I am casting my first presidential ballot for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Yes. Yes. So without further ado, Atlanta, can you please help me welcome to the stage our future President of the United States of America, Joe Biden.
Thank you for that incredible introduction. My name's Joe Biden. I'm Jill Biden's husband, and I am Kamala's running mate. You all think I'm kidding, don't you? Folks, it gives me so much more optimism about the future to see that Maya and so many inspiring young people like Maya. That's President Trump. He's having trouble being heard over there. they're a very polite bunch. Look, folks, I think, Maya, you're inspiring. And so many young people like you I've met all across America who are getting so deeply involved, helping create the change that you know is possible. You know, and of course, I know you've had an incredible role model in Marikisha Lance Bottoms. I tell you what, she is something else. First of all, two things you got to know about her when you meet her. Number one, understand she's smarter than you. That's the first thing I had to learn. And the second thing is she's got a backbone like a ramrod, and she has a moral compass that's true north. I really admire her. You've done an incredible job, Mayor. You're a powerhouse of a leader, and you've helped shape and support this campaign from the earliest days. So I want to thank you, Mayor Bottoms, for your vision, your partnership, and your commitment to the campaign and the people of Atlanta. And thank you, Common. And Offset, I tell you what, I know that's the real reason you came, the entertainment. I don't blame you. But I tell you what, it was great to meet them both, and for them energizing and sharing their message of hope with all of us. I also want to recognize the elected officials joining us today. Representative Billy Mitchell, Representative Calvin Smyrie, who have been with us from the very beginning of this campaign. And we got to send back to the United States House of Representatives Lucy and Hank and Stanford. All three of them are first-rate congresspersons. Because if I win, I'm going to need them badly. And by the way, Nakimu, I think it's important that you win as well, along with Carolyn Bordeaux. Folks, I think we're going to surprise the living devil out of everybody this year. I can't tell you how important it is that we flip the United States Senate. There's no state more consequential than Georgia in that fight. You have two competitive races here at stake. You have two great candidates who are going to need all the support they can get. Reverend Warnock and John Ossoff, both great candidates. No, they really are. And by the way, if we had told you all a year ago, or told those guys out in the street a year ago, good to see you, man. Told all those guys out in the street there a year ago how competitive Georgia was going to be, you would have all looked at like one another like you're crazy. But look, it doesn't take long for people to figure out when the game is up. You know, when the Carney show goes through town the first time and people find out there's no pea under any one of the three shells, the next time it comes back, it doesn't get much attention. Well, that's what the Trump administration has done. Let's give the people of Georgia two new senators who fight for your interests, not for Donald Trump's interests. And not continue, as Perdue and others have, to make fun of my running mate. I love how these guys try to degrade everything and everybody. It's got to stop, and it's going to stop with us. Folks, it's go time. There's 1 week left. Millions of Americans, over 60 million Americans, have already voted, and millions more by the end of this week. I believe when you use your power, the power to vote will change the course of this country. Right here in Georgia with all of you. These are the final days, so keep that sense of empowerment with you, that sense of optimism, what we can do, what we will do, what we can overcome, what we will overcome. Look, folks, I've been around a while, but I've never been more optimistic about America or the American people than I am right today. But I know it's hard. Over the past few months, there's been so much pain, so much suffering, so much loss in America. More than 225,000 dead Americans because of COVID-19. 7,800 right here in Georgia. And millions of people are out of work, on the edge. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and Donald Trump has given up. Over the weekend, his chief of staff of the White House said, I quote, "We're not going to control the pandemic." At the debate last week, Donald Trump looked at me and said, "We're rounding the corner." As my grandfather would say, he's rounding the bend. He said it's going to go away. We're learning to live with it. I told him, we're not learning to live with it. You're asking people to learn to die with it, and it's wrong. Donald Trump has waved the white flag, abandoned our families, and surrendered to this virus. But the American people don't give up. They don't give in, and surely they don't cower, and neither will I. I will put in place the plan to deal with this pandemic responsibly, bringing this country together with testing, tracing, and masking. It's estimated that if we wore masks the next few months by his own experts in the CDC and other agencies, if we wore this mask the next few months, we'd save 100,000 lives. 100,000. It's estimated we lost over 135,000 lives so far needlessly because he's done virtually nothing. But still, Donald Trump refuses to listen to science. We shouldn't be politicizing this race for vaccine. We should be planning for its safe and equitable and free distribution when it comes, and it will. Providing for funding for PPE, masks, gloves, all the things we need to set national standards for our schools and our businesses to open safely because they can. The House of Representatives already voted the money to provide for safe opening these schools. But Trump was either locked in his sand trap on his golf course or in the bunker in the White House. He's not brought anybody together. Think about this, all. You're old enough. Can you think of any president where there's been a national crisis who didn't bring all the parties together in the White House to try to solve something? He's done nothing. Nothing. But I'm going to bring Democrats and Republicans together to deliver the economic relief for families, schools, and businesses. I said before, I'm not going to shut down the economy. I'm going to shut down not going to shut down the country. I'm going to shut down the virus. Look, Donald Trump crashed the economy that Barack and I left him. Like everything else he's left and inherited, he squandered it. We can build back better with an economy that rewards work, not wealth. We can do it without raising taxes on the middle class. I guarantee you, no matter what you hear this president lying about, no one making less than $700,000 a year, or it should be $400,000 a year, will have 1 penny in taxes raised. Not 1 penny. It's a guarantee. But we're going to ask the wealthiest and the biggest corporations. 91 of the top corporate companies in America paid 0 federal income tax. We're going to ask them to begin to pay their fair share. No one will pay at a higher rate than they paid at the beginning of the Bush administration. That's who we'll deliver tax relief for. Working families, the middle class, to help them buy their first home, help them pay for their health care premiums, or child care, or caring for an aged loved one. Trump got a Supreme Court justice, and you know why he did it? It's clear to everybody now, to destroy the Affordable Care Act, to take away the health care for 20 million Americans who have it, and over 100,000 who are covered because they have pre-existing conditions for the first time, including 340,000 Georgians. 100 million Americans would lose their protections for pre-existing conditions, including more than 4 million here in the state of Georgia. Complications from COVID-19 are going to become the next pre-existing condition because of heart scarring, lung scarring, allowing insurers to jack up your premiums, deny coverage, and women will once again be able to be charged more for their health care just because they're women. Donald Trump thinks health care is a privilege. I think it's an American right. Look, and if we all get out and vote, you'll not only store Obamacare, but we'll strengthen it and build on it. So you can keep your private insurance or choose a Medicare-like public option. We'll increase subsidies to lower your premiums and deductions, out-of-pocket spending, reduce prescription costs by 60%. That's what the experts are telling me. And they'll tell you. We're going to make sure we keep the protections for people with pre-existing conditions. And by the way, I'll protect Social Security and Medicare. Meanwhile, Donald Trump says if he's reelected, he's going to change how we fund it. Ladies and gentlemen, the actuary at Social Security said if he does what he's proposing, if he's reelected, Social Security will be bankrupt by 2023. Go home and tell your parents who work like hell for that what that's coming up. Donald Trump fails to condemn white supremacy. He doesn't believe there's systemic racism as a problem. And he won't say Black Lives Matter because they do. We know they matter. That's why a season of protest has broken out all across the nation. Protesting, though, is not burning and looting. Violence can never be a tactic or tolerated, and it won't. But much of it is a cry for justice from a community that has long had the knees of injustice on their necks. The names of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake will not soon be forgotten. Not by me, not by us, not by this country. Folks, they're going to inspire a new wave of justice in America. But true justice is also about jobs, good-paying jobs, at least, as the mayor got done here, a $15 minimum wage and financial stability. We're going to pass a national $15 an hour minimum wage. Nobody should have to work 2 jobs to be above the poverty level. It's wrong. We're going to change it. And by the way, when we do it, what all the experts will tell you, even the Wall Street types, we're going to raise the economy, raise the standard of living for everybody. When folks at the bottom do better, everybody does better all the way up the ladder. We're going to give Black and minority families a real shot to own a home, start a small business, send a child to college debt-free so they can build wealth and pass on opportunity through the generations like everybody else who's moved in the middle class has been able to do. We're going to invest $70 billion in our HBCUs and minority-serving institutions so students like Maya studying at Howard or students at Morehouse, Spelman, Clark Atlanta University, the future generations of proud students continue to get the very best education. And by the way, in the White House, I've committed there is going to be, in the outreach community, a section of the Divine Nine will be included. That's a promise. You know, I've been told that I kind of grew up with a little bit of chip on my shoulder. Being an Irish Catholic kid in a town that kind of looked down on it, I tell you what, you know, I didn't realize I do, but I realize I do have a chip on my shoulder. When I read from serious people about 8 months ago, something about how if I were elected president, I'd be the first president who didn't go to an Ivy League school in a long time. Like somehow it meant I didn't belong. I know Senator Harris would be the first HBCU graduate to serve as vice president. And I say it's about time a graduate from a state university and an HBCU graduate are in the White House. Don't tell me we can't do it. Because if we're sitting there, you will be there too, I promise you. Folks, I'm optimistic because I know that we can meet the challenge of the climate crisis by unleashing American ingenuity and manufacturing to create millions of new, high-paying jobs, investing in technology and research. Folks, this is all within our capacity. We can do this. You know, there aren't a lot of pundits who would have guessed 4 years ago that the Democratic candidate for president in 2020 would be campaigning in Georgia on the final week of the election. Or that we'd have such competitive Senate races in Georgia. But we do, because something's happening here in Georgia and across America. People of different races, backgrounds, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, They're coming together to transcend the old divides and show what's possible. And this is the most important election in any of your lifetimes. It's a battle, as I said at the outset, for the soul of America. And we're showing who we are. You and I, Reverend Warnock, John Ossoff, all of us. This country can't afford 4 more years of Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell. They can't afford 4 more years of leaders who think they're the only responsible for people who vote for them. Folks, I don't see America that way. This has to change. It will change with me. Every American, including the guys on the other side of the fence, will be seen and heard and respected by me. If elected president, there will be no red states or blue states. There will only be the United States of America. I was reminded of that earlier this month when I went to the sacred grounds at Gettysburg. Abraham Lincoln taught us about the need to unite a nation. I was reminded of that earlier today when I was up in Warm Springs, reflecting on Franklin Roosevelt taught us about the need to heal our nation. Folks, I'm running as a proud Democrat, but I'll govern as an American president to unite and to heal. And I promise you, look at my whole career. I'll work as hard for those who don't support me as those who do. That's the job of a president, a duty to care for everyone. So in these final days, stay empowered, stay optimistic, stay united, because you too have a sacred duty. The duty to vote. It matters. Georgia, it matters. So please vote. Help get out the vote. Early in-person voting in Georgia goes through October 30th. If you're voting by mail, return your ballot as soon as possible. And make sure everyone you know does the same. Don't just take yourself to the polls. Bring your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your neighbor, your friends. Drop your ballot off in a ballot box. Visit iwillvote.com/GA to find the location in your community. And remember, the final words left to us by your late Congressman, my personal friend, an American hero, John Lewis. He said, quote, "The vote is the most powerful nonviolent change agent you have in a democratic society." He went on to say, "You must use it. It's not guaranteed. You can't lose it. Use it. You have the power to win this election. There's nothing beyond our capacity. There's no limit on America's future. The only thing that can tear America apart is America itself. No other nation can do it. Only America can tear America apart. Everybody knows who Donald Trump is. Let's show them who we are. We choose hope over fear, unity over division, science over fiction, and yes, truth over lies. So, folks, it's time to stand up and take back our democracy. And any place we can do it, here in Georgia, we win Georgia, we win everything. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right.